We're on Facebook Live.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Ethan and Lou Show. This is the Facebook Live portion that we do every morning. We're live in the I-95 studio. About to go into a feature that we call Live and Local. A story that's presented live on the air of a local nature. I love Halloween, man. It's a Halloween topic this morning. I also love peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I'm back on that train. My tastes go in cycles, and I'm back on a PB&J cycle.
Let me just tell you, I'm sorry I went to yandy.com.
I know, you're distracted.
Now I'm distracted.
Maybe that's why they blocked it.
Okay, let me get out. I'm
Yeah,
out.
if you could.
All right.
Prepare for a scare, starting this Saturday at St. Gregory the Great in Danbury. It's the Forest of Fear, where your worst nightmares come to life. That's a hell of a line right there. Why would you want your worst nightmares to come to life and pay for it?
Well, it's a fantasy Halloween thing.
Our buddy George Lucas down the hall wrote this article for the radio station website, i95rock.com. The teams from the original Haunted Corn Maze at Larson's Farm and St. Mary's Haunted Forest have joined forces, you know?
Yeah.
It's a collaboration.
I got that. First time.
To create a professional level haunted attraction that will leave you experiencing your worst fears, tears, and frights. I like his...
Sounds like a good Friday night to
I like
me.
his writing stuff. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
The Larson's Farm team, is that over here? It used to be over here, down the road.
Right.
Oh, that was my favorite haunted attraction, and the maze. I like to go in the Haunted Corn Maze.
I heard people got lost in that maze for like a couple of weeks.
I did get lost. But I'm like, whatever, man.
Right.
You know, I'm doing a bit of boozing. You boys been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Well, it's a great activity to do a bit of boozing with.
Can we do anything without boozing?
You got a sweater on.
Anything?
Yeah, you drink more than I do. I don't know what you're talking about. Going through a handle of bourbon a week. The Forest of Fear happening the next 2 weekends on Friday and Saturday nights and the Friday before Halloween. That means 5 scare-filled nights in October, and it's all happening in the wooded area behind St. Gregory the Great School on Great Plain Road in Danbury. I could walk to this.
Right, that's the one close to you.
I got to do this.
Yeah.
We're doing it. The Forest of Fear going to be open from 6:30 until 9 p.m. this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. No, Friday and Saturday, I'm sorry. Then October 24 and 25, and a final night on October 30th. There's also going to be less scary children's hour from 5:30 to 6:30. So look at that. In the event of bad weather, the Forest of Fear are going to be open on Sunday, October 18th and Sunday, October 25th. So there you go. You got a walking attraction in the forest, you know, scare the crap out of the kids. And it's going to be great. And you'll see me down there standing in line going, why did I come here? I just walked down from my house to stand in a line.
You and about 200 15-year-olds from schools all over the area.
No, a lot of adults go. What are you talking about?
Really?
These things are terrifying.
I know. That's why I'm a little scared.
You don't go in for the scare?
No, I don't know.
I mean, it's just part of the
My
deal.
blood pressure is already high enough. I don't need it elevated by scary people.
I prefer that they make the attraction actually scary as opposed to popping out, you know?
Right.
I don't like that popping out thing.
Yeah.
I've never been down for people who say they're playing a prank and they pop out.
Well,
that's not a prank.
A lot of people like that.
I know. Why do people like that?
I don't know, because they're not you.
Because they're not funny. This is their attempt at being funny.
All right.
That's not humor. That's just, you know, surprising someone.
Sure.
When they don't like being surprised.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
What was your problem?
I don't have a problem.
Would you go to something like this?
No.
When is the last time you went to something like this?
Oh, God. Long time ago. It was over on Route 22, I think, in Pauling.
Pauling?
Yeah, there's a big scary thing there.
I think you're thinking of Patterson.
Patterson, yeah, it's
the
Patterson.
Thunder Ridge one.
Patterson, no,
the
it was
Hayride?
Thunder Ridge. It was something else, but it was Patterson before Pauling.
Oh,
Pauling.
All right. I'm pretty sure it's the one with the hayride.
All right.
That's the one I used to work at.
Okay. Maybe you were there when
Go
I
in the woods.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Were you chubby back then?
I don't know. But I'd be, book bagged up.
Yeah.
I got a 12-pack of Bud Lights going in the backpack. In the
Moving
backpack.
again.
Well, you got all this time between the hay rides,
Yeah.
You hear it coming from 6 miles away. I go, I better put my friggin' hat on. And then I come out all, stinking of Bud Light.
I was going to say, do you have beer breath?
And then the hayride would go so slow, I'd grab onto the back and drag myself, for extra effect.
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, I'm being dragged from the back.
Yeah.
People would kick me in the face.
Right.
You got to be boozed up, take all those heels to the face.
They got to kick you the monsters away.
I had one little kid go, "You're not scary." I'm not scared.
That's the ultimate shot.
I'm like, you know what? Beat it, kid.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yelling at kids. Okay, that wraps up.
The live and local, yeah.
We'll do it again about 8:20.
All right, sir. What is doing the fart prank in Walmart? I don't know what that means, Daniel. My head is itching. What does that mean? Your nose itches, you get in a fight.
It means you need to start doing some boozing.
You boys been doing a bit of boozing, have you? Harlan Williams. Something about Mary. What's going on here? All right, we got Richard. We got Kathy. Jeffrey. I didn't want to bring Jeffrey on camera. Tim. Daniel. Marshall. Mike. Gail. Marianne. Belle. Gary. Mike. Frank. Cheryl. Steve. Good morning. So, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. You guys missed this portion. But apparently our company thinks it's cute to block questionable websites. It's like, I'm not looking at hardcore pornography here.
Right, it's just pretty ladies in skimpy underwear.
We're going to run into a case where this is actually going to piss me off, where we need to do some background on an interview. And here's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Do you remember the guy that we had on that ran the Bunny Ranch out in Las Vegas?
Yes.
So,
He's dead, by the way.
Ethan and I will prep for interviews in the way that we prep, which is a little different. But we also need sometimes last-minute information, background information on folks that we're talking to. If you guys remember that HBO show, the Bunny Ranch, I don't know, I forget what it was. But they show you the hookers.
The hookers.
They don't show you the actual sexual engagement. Or did they? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. So this guy is like quite the character, a bit of a lunatic. Dennis Hoff, yes, good memory. So Dennis Hoff runs this thing and had an HBO show and then he was running for governor or something. He does all this wacky publicity stunts. So we had him on via phone, obviously. And, at the last second, we had to pull up their website and dial up some extra information.
Sure.
Ask them about the women that work there, find out what time the show is on, etc. I'm imagining that if I were to go Google that website right now, due to the, explicit firewall that they've put up, I wouldn't be able to get that information. So I want you to mark down this date. October 13th. I said, this firewall, this content firewall is going to become a problem for us in the middle of an interview, and I'm going to lose my mind. Because we have to monitor the children and make sure they're not looking at the wrong images.
Sure.
Sometimes I got to just say stuff like this because it really gets on my nerves. Now it's getting more and more on my nerves.
Yeah, I can tell.
Because at what point does this actually affect the show? And it will. You know what? You don't need to block websites from me because I'm 41. I'm not 9. And what I'm doing here, is working all day to the point where I'm working so much, I don't even realize I had to use the bathroom yesterday for like 3.5 hours.
Really?
Just kept working.
Did that end okay, though?
It ended okay. I took the pee of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I heard, I finally found the love of a lifetime. Sound like a fire hose on top of that. So, just keeping it real mature in here this morning. Yeah. Super mature.
Well, why should today be different?
No, because it didn't really bother me as much until we started working this thought out. This is going to affect the show at some point. Why do you not ever agree when I want you to agree?
I am listening.
Do you agree with me?
Not wholeheartedly.
Why?
Well, it's going to interfere with the show, according to you.
But this is what I mean. At some point,
Censorship.
I don't like censorship.
It's wrong.
Especially when we're grown-ups.
Right.
You know?
If we were 17, maybe it'd be even if you're 17.
If you catch somebody flogging Pedro at work, fire him. Okay?
Okay.
But if
Does that mean what I think it means?
6 months from now,
Flogging Pedro?
it needs to be there when we need it.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Or sometimes we'll do like a bit where Ashley Madison will come up in the news. I can guarantee you that's not there anymore either. And I'm going to need to reference something that is said on their website, and I will not be able to get it. I'm going to have to talk to Joey about this today.
Websites like hate websites, that kind of thing. I can understand that.
No, I don't understand that, because if there is something in the news about a hate group and we need to look it up and find out where they're
there should be
from.
no censorship whatsoever, because this is the United States of America. Free speech.
We're in the media for better or worse.
Right.
We have to share information with people. Sometimes we have to share ugly information with people. We need access to it. Why would they block us from getting it here?
I think that maybe you should ask that question of...
Am I a child?
Of corporate.
No, the more I talk about this, the more pissed off I'm getting.
Okay, here we go. It's I-95, home of rock and roll, i95rock.com. Our call letters are WRKI.
You better believe it.
By the way.
Brookfield, Danbury, the home of rock and roll for 43 friggin' years, my friend.
That big stick. You can see the big stick when you walk out the door.
Yeah, did you notice people lost their minds when the red lights went down for a few weeks? And then they went to white or something?
Yeah.
People were freaking out. Like, hey, what's going on? I was like, I don't know. I don't live up there.
My question is, why would you buy a house next to a huge radio antenna?
Why wouldn't you? That's awesome.
Yeah.
And who are
you
you talking?
You don't even have to turn the radio on to get to I-95.
Who are you talking? You lived in that apartment below it.
Yeah, God, that was disgusting. My wife wouldn't stay there.
She wouldn't stay in the house that you lived in at the time?
She would come to visit because she was still back in Rochester.
Oh.
Trying to rent out our apartment that we had down in the city, and then she moved. But then she came up to visit one weekend, and I take her up to the transmitter, the apartment transmitter, and she just shook her head, and she looked at me. She goes, "No."
Not a long-term solution.
No.
Yeah. Sometimes when they say things that way, you just know it's time to get to stepping, get to working on finding a new apartment, and quick.
You sure do. It's 20 away from 7 o'clock. Let's get the I-95 right now. Traffic. So Kelly Quinn, what do we have?
The fart thing. Daniel, yeah. Larry, good morning, buddy. How are you? Ethan, Larry Coro checking in, says, morning, guys. Richard, Irene, Camille. Just getting angry about censorship over here. Just getting fired up, worked up. You know what I don't like? Is I know, I'm not talking about our company now, I've moved off that. Here's a new thing that I found. When people share your content, whether it be a video like this or something, but you can't see who shared it. That's just weaselly to me. I don't care for that. Go into your settings.
You're bothered by that too?
Yeah, go into your settings and fix that. If you're going to share people's content, at least let them know who's doing it. You know? It's appreciated to share our content, but I don't always believe that it's for the right reasons. It's like, look at what this dipshit said. And I'll hide my name. Morning, Paul. Put me in queue. I want to hear this real quick.
You're in queue.
I mean, these fat chubby...
All right. I got something at the end.
I bet you do.
Sports. You can pop this up.
Could we like move it along?
They're not going to be able to hear it.
Because right now it's 6:42 and we're finishing up the news.
Yeah, we can move it along. Don't transition for them to hear it. I'll play it for them after. It's too short.
Are you going to do this before or after sports?
It's going to be part of sports at the end.
Okay. Super, thanks, Jay. What is going on?
Music.
We don't need that.
Music.
Blues got sports.
The Saints kicked off a field goal, that is, in overtime, held off the Chargers 30-27 in New Orleans. Jets head coach Adam Gase says he's open to relinquishing play calling duties with his struggling team at 0-5. You don't say. Wasn't he called an offensive genius? Like 3 weeks ago.
Wasn't that the beginning of the season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working up an article right now that's going to blow your mind about sports, the New York sports market, and those who have the folks that have the most impact on it that are non-players. The Patriots get back to work this week after they face the Broncos Sunday in Foxborough. The game was rescheduled from Week 5 to Week 6 after being moved from this past Sunday to last night due to coronavirus concerns. The Rays topped the Astros 4-2 to take a 2-0 ALCS lead. Braves beat the Dodgers 5-1 in Game 1 of the NLCS. And finally, MLB mourning the loss of Hall of Fame second baseman and longtime TV commentator Joe Morgan passed away on Sunday at the age of 77. And finally, from the world of tennis. There you go.
Is that that guy?
That's Bob Maneri. Yeah. That is not real.
I know.
But that's comedian
I wish
Bob
it
Maneri.
was.
He's so good. This is one of those guests that we got to get on the show.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get him, Bob Maneri.
Send me his information.
I will.
Okay. I-95 weather. Rain tapering to eventual clearing today, 63, but not before downpour or 2. Sunny highs in the 70s tomorrow. Same forecast for Thursday. It's currently 50 degrees out there.
All right, put this in queue and put it down. I want to play it for them so they don't get cheated out of 9 seconds of genius comedy from Bob Maneri.
They had a good volley here, back and forth. Oh, no, right the once again. That's number 3. That is a rare, rare sight. Hit the 3 times in tennis. Meanwhile, Woody Harrelson is baked out of his mind.
The video is much better because Woody Harrelson was actually at the tennis match
Was he baked out
and
of
looked
his mind?
baked out of his mind. Try another one.
I mean, these fat, chubby Asian guys, I don't get it. Why they fight? They never stand a chance, especially when you're facing Aladdin on steroids over here. Roundhouse kick. Down he goes. And jumping around like a ninja. That one doesn't land. Again off the fence like a gorilla. And oh my God. He's okay. I don't know how.
I got to go through and clean up our audio files more often. I just
love
did
that
it.
shit, man.
I did it last week, and then it clears up all this stuff that I forgot we had.
Yeah.
Like, how about when we had Lisa Lampanelli in the studio? And this is like a Tuesday or Wednesday,
Yeah.
and the weekend prior, she had been at a comedy club in Los Angeles, I think it was LA, and she was watching this up-and-coming woman do stand-up comedy,
Yeah.
and the woman notices that Harvey Weinstein is in the crowd, and she just buried him, and Lisa was so happy with it. And then Lisa had other thoughts on Harvey Weinstein.
Although, you know what was cool as F? Did you guys see the video last week that came out of that girl, comic, calling out Harvey Weinstein
Yes.
in the room?
Yeah.
She's my hero, man.
You have to.
I mean, how could that slob
He's a
be
goblin.
sitting there
He's a goblin.
thinking he is going to be watching a comedy show and getting enjoyment out of it, and she called him out so bad, and I was like, Lisa's proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the ego on him to think he can walk into, of all places, a comedy club.
Yeah, and the fact that
And
he was,
not get-
and I love that he was walking with a walker.
Oh, yeah.
Please, sympathy. I hope he dies tomorrow. You know what I'm like? Once you've done a certain amount of bad in the world,
Yeah.
Lisa's got to give you a death wish on you.
Sure,
I don't
sure.
care.
Talking about
There's
himself
no
in third
redemption
person.
for this clown. Him and that Bill Cosby, they should get together. I hope wouldn't it be great if they both went to hell and the devil cornholed them. That's what I think.
Went to hell and the devil cornholed him.
Wow. Wow.
I guess so. She
wow.
didn't go to the show. She saw it online. Ooh. You know what's funny is she's like this positive motivational speaker now. She's a
Yeah.
life coach, and she doesn't do stand-up comedy anymore.
Right.
And we get her in the studio, and she can't help herself. It's part of her DNA. She has that stand-up comedian in her.
Well, she does that during her seminars.
I bet she doesn't say, "I hope the devil cornholes somebody" in her
Probably
seminars.
not. Probably,
But she got in.
probably not.
She got in the I-95 studio, and it all came back.
Uh-huh.
It's all coming back. It's coming back to me now.
The song, you know what? The song wasn't necessary.
I'm gonna go get coffee.
Would you agree with me? The song was not necessary there.
Everybody, enjoy,
I thought so.
Enjoy a bit of Ethan.
Yeah. Well, I'm not as exciting as you are. So how you guys doing? All right. Who we have listening, watching, whatever. I can see. How come the writing is so small? Lori and Timothy, and Daniel, And Daniel again, making all sorts of comments. Let's see what we got. Okay. Let me see a show of hands. How many of you watch the Facebook feed each and every day? Oh, it's a lot of you. That's cool. Hey, Marianne. How you doing? Marianne showed up at EJ's gig at JJ Stack's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How was that gig?
It was a little cold
It was
outside.
It was a cold.
But a lot of his fans turned out. A lot of hugging, you know.
I love that.
A lot of taking pictures. But it went well. Here, take the camera back.
All right.
Because I
will in just a second. I want to get something set up here that you love so much.
I don't have the pizzazz like you have.
Because I don't think I did this for our Facebook Live audience yesterday. I appreciate the Geico ad. I didn't know that insurance was still available. There's not enough commercials about it, son of a bitch. See, you know?
Rock and roll, hoochie coo.
So let's go over here.
What are you playing?
While you listen to the background music.
Really? I hate you. I hate you. I hate the Raiders. And I hate especially this music. Hate it.
It's a poem.
You do this on purpose?
It's called the On Wind is a Pirate.
Yeah, I know what it's called.
NFL film series.
Yeah, I don't like the film series.
It would have been introduced by Steve Sable when being produced.
You know what?
When being presented on
I'm
television.
putting my headphones on now.
We're very proud of you.
I'm listening to Surrender from Shade Trey. He doesn't growl.
Big and bold.
Villain.
The trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. Ha Pillaging just for fun.
Surrender.
And one.
Wait. Surrender.
The significance of that victory, it just can't be overstated. It was in Kansas City. You know, in your division victories, so important, so unbelievably important. Playoff implications out the ass. The Chiefs hadn't lost since November of 2019. I just love it. Insurance is still available, Marianne, you bet. And in case you're wondering about insurance, you're going to get told from a lizard, an emu, a football player with the head, looks like an eggplant is growing out of his forehead. Who else tells you about insurance? You got Flo. You got Flo's little brother. We get it. Insurance is available.
You should know you have audio for the first story.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
taglines.
This is a really good one.
Woman drives on the golf course.
Woman drives on the golf course. I'm going to need them to hear it. So you're going to have to do some pivoting there. Okay? Get rid of that. What up, Ethan? My dad, John Thulis, said hi from Port St. Lucie, Florida. You know John Thulis?
I believe so.
All right, I believe so.
Tell him I said hi back. Does he listen to us?
Tell him I said hi back, Daniel. Does he listen to us? Question mark from Ethan to John Thulis and Daniel John Thulis. All right. When you guys are done here, I want you to go check out our Instagram at I95Rock. This morning, our poll question is about two teachers that got caught on video, one of the Zoom classrooms. They thought that their mics were off and they were complaining about the kids. We want to know if you think you should blame them for this. Also, my YouTube channel. I want you to go subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let me just tell you some of what's gone on there recently in terms of activities and posts and such, because I have like 1,000 videos up there. Some are just audio from the show with a visual in the background, but there's a lot of video there now. We got the Trump truck rally in Danbury, quick clip of that, which is going to be in my upcoming blog on the I-95 Facebook page today. Pete Herger was in the studio last week performing some of his original tunes. That's up there. We got Facebook Lives from last week. I tried that thing. This has got 20,000 views. Where you stick a strawberry in a glass of water.
Yeah.
And they say worms come out.
Yeah.
I can't even watch my own video back like 12
Here we
times,
go.
and I can't figure out if they're actually little worms coming out.
Hey, you're checking out the home of rock and roll, the one and only home of rock and roll, I-95.
Hey!
6:53, 7 in front of us, 7 o'clock. Before we do anything here, I got to spread this message for business owners. Okay?
Business. Oh, I'm a businessman, so I appreciate it.
Okay, we know how hard business is these days, attracting new customers, making sure to keep up with the ever-changing guidelines. Now, our team here at Town Square Media Danbury focused on helping businesses grow, from putting your brand in front of the most attractive customers to helping find new candidates for open positions. We're hyper-focused on our clients. You need a leg up on your interactive presence? Our team can provide a deep dive, free market competitive analysis for your business. For more information, call 475-242-0798, or you go to our website, townsquaredanbury.com. That's 475-242-0798 or townsquaredanbury.com. First folks to sign up receive a $500 marketing grant to get your name on the radio. If you own a business, let us help you out.
That's right.
Okay?
That's right.
You know what we got coming up on the other side?
I don't know what you wanted me to say there. Yeah.
I didn't.
We got missed headlines your first round, and we'll start with a woman driving her car onto a golf course.
Lovely. Let's get the traffic first, though. Kelly Quinn, good morning.
So Maria Bartiromo, I believe it was yesterday, had the president on, and she asked him about some federal funding that has gone into UFO investigations. And he says, we're looking at it. I'm going to play you the audio later in the show and tell you why this is a big, big deal. This is big, big news, and we're excited about it. And Kanye West put out his first campaign ad. It's completely half-assed. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know why I've taken to Kanye. I feel bad for him. I'm convinced he's mentally ill.
He is mentally ill.
You know, and I feel bad for the guy. I don't think he's somebody to laugh at.
Well, you shouldn't be laughing at mental illness.
And he's a guy that, you know, is
Here we go.
he's vulnerable to a fat ass. I can relate to that. He says weird things. I can relate to that.
All right, we're going to start in North Carolina with a woman who drove across a golf course, crashed into a pond, and had to be rescued by golfers. Now, it's not clear if she was drunk or what, but she argued with them as they tried to help her out of the water and then demanded an EMT say her name out loud.
It is clear she was drunk. And don't forget to play this for them over here.
Can you walk that way?
Help her two walking out. Come on, you gotta get out.
Man, we just want to help.
I know you want to help, but I can get out of the water. You, I see
Where's she
you.
coming from?
Hold my hand. Can I hear her say it? Where are you? Say my name. Say my name.
Say my name, say my name.
I love that.
All drunk old ladies sound like demons, you know? And she's got that smoker's rasp, too. Ah, say my name.
3 packs of Winston's a day.
Lady, you just drove your car onto a golf course into a pond. Say my name.
She sounds like the devil.
The devil.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, got a 39-year-old guy. His name's Dennis Ward. He's from Dublin, Ireland. A few Halloweens ago, he dressed up as Superman. Went to a bar with a woman dressed as Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Are you with me so far?
I am.
So Dennis got very drunk. He did a little bit of boozing
You boys been doing a bit of boozing?
and wound up in an argument with a guy who had fake Bibles with him. Maybe that guy was dressed as a priest. We don't know. Or Bible salesman. Anyway, Dennis headbutted the guy, broke his nose.
Old school.
Then he took off his Superman costume, threw it in the trash so the cops wouldn't be able to identify him. But Wonder Woman still had her costume on, so they found him that way. Now, Dennis was finally in court last week, wound up getting a 2-year suspended sentence for assault.
The headbutt is a risky move in a
Yeah.
fight. You could really hurt yourself. You don't just whip your head forward.
How do you do it without hurting
You're going to hurt your head. You're going to hurt your neck. You got to lock your lower back, you see?
Okay.
And it's less of a swinging motion and more of like you're driving with your legs and using your head as a weapon. Your head is just a blunt object. But you never swing and you don't let your back be all loosey-goosey. You can hurt your neck, your back, break your nose, the whole thing.
How many people have you headbutted? For God's sakes, man. It sounds like you're either red up on it or you've done it a bunch of times.
It's a very effective tactic.
So who do you think had a harder time this year? Extroverts, who love going out, being social, or introverts, who are already watching Netflix on Saturday night. New study looked into it.
Okay.
We're looking into it.
We're looking at it.
And the answer surprised us. It turns out introverts have a harder time. I disagree. Half of introverts say they've felt much lonelier this year compared to just a third of extroverts. Now, it's possible. See, my wife is an extrovert.
She sure is.
She hated being caught inside in the initial segment of the COVID-19 virus.
Yeah.
But they've also embraced other forms of communication more than introverts have. Here are 3 more quick stats from the survey. Ready? 55% of extroverts have done regular video calls with friends and family. Mindy loves those.
She liked them before the pandemic.
Yeah, she did. Extroverts are more likely to use social media to stay in touch with loved ones. And overall, 77% of us have missed at least one major event this year. I know we have. The most common birthday party is family vacation, weddings.
I think I'm a midvert,
Midvert?
Yeah, because people will be surprised to maybe hear that sometimes I go out and I feel kind of shy, like if I'm not comfortable with the people or I don't know them, or especially if I see something. If I see something, I say something. Like Erica will take me a lot to just meet new people, which I'm not a big fan of.
Right.
Sometimes she hits a home run. We've made some great friends this way. But I'll go to a party and I'll be like, I'll see some woman, with like khakis on. And she's got that S-smelling face, She's just, and she's just like, oh, it's so good. Just like this really fake niceness. And they lock on to me right away and they see this guy's dressed like a 13-year-old, He smells like he's been doing a bit of boozing.
Yeah.
Now, he's going to smoke on my lawn? Where's he going to put that cigarette? Right away, they're on to me. I don't like them. They don't like me. And I start texting Erica, when can we get out of here? Because I've had it with this place already. I don't like this lady. What's her name? Stacy. She's staring at me. She's got that S-smelling face. And then Erica will text me back, you're just making this all up in your head. And I say, that's possible, but I'm uncomfortable and I want to go home. And then we argue about it in the car on the way home.
If I was Erica, I would just tell you, leave, go ahead and leave. But I'm staying here.
She's done that.
I'm sure she has.
A couple of times.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
Even if you're 10, 15 miles from your home.
It's pretty.
You want to go home? You go walk home.
Pretty good. Because sometimes she'll let me slide on it.
Yeah.
Because it's better than just, me. Because then she has to explain why we left a party in 49 minutes.
Right.
But she still has to explain when I leave, too. I tell her, I don't care. Tell them I poop in my pants. Whatever you want to do. I don't care if you embarrass me, but I got to get out of here.
Yeah. She probably, it's determined, I think, by the mood she's in at the time. How much you've annoyed her during the day.
Correct.
That comes down to her decision as to what she's going to do.
Well, then she'll say stuff like, I always act normal and stay at parties when it's your friends and family, even if I feel uncomfortable.
How do you answer to that?
I'm like, my friends and family are awesome.
All right, I get
Tried and true. Grade A. We've tested these people. We vetted them. They're the best.
Don't know why she would be annoyed.
Yeah,
7:01, there's your missed headlines. Have we finished missed headlines?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool.
This year, family gatherings will be a little different.
I really like that last part of missed headlines.
Did you?
I think we did some good work.
You like it?
Into my mental.
You know what? That's how radio should be done.
That's how it's done. Very personal, very vulnerable, very weird. Now, if my wife hears about that and watches it, it will kick off a dialogue that will lead to a fight because that's real. That's real talk there, as they say on the street.
You know what's real?
She does
come
not.
Back with Boston. Okay.
Boston. I like Boston.
Yeah.
Boston, some of the greatest album covers in the history of rock and roll album covers.
Maybe we're not playing Boston.
Speaking of rock and roll, I have written it already, and it's not going to publish till later in the week, I believe Thursday. The greatest article in the history of articles for i95rock.com. Yeah, what bands, if you had to identify each town in the greater Danbury area by a band, what would you go with for each one? And I picked mine, yeah. Oh, mine's great. It's fantastic. It's the greatest blog. We put our best people on it.
How do you live with yourself?
So how do I live with myself? It's rough. It's not easy. So guys, once and for all, enough already. Go subscribe to my YouTube page. Type in Lou Milano, and then you click the giant red effing button. And you go suggest it to a friend. And then all it does is send you a stupid alert when I post a video. If you don't want to watch the video, you don't. If you do, you watch it,
It makes sense to me.
I'm not worried about views. We have kick-ass content. I'm worried about subscribers. And then go, suggest it to a friend and all that stuff. Also, You want to follow us on Instagram, it's at I95Rock. Ethan did an amazing blog about, what was the COVID topic that I liked that you just did?
It was about getting COVID deliberately to be part of the challenge to get the new vaccine. So they try it on you, but you got to get the COVID.
Find out why people would deliberately attempt to get COVID-19, written by the great Ethan Carey. Check that out. Wait till you read my foot butter blog. Yamahama.
Are we going to talk about that?
It's foot butter night. Yeah, as soon as it posts, we'll talk about it.
Can you turn it into sexy time?
Sexy time. You got to have the I-95 Rock app to get involved with the I-95 Ultimate Stimulus Check. Your chance to win up to $10,000 on I-95. You get the code word at the top of each hour starting at 8 a.m. And then you plug it in, the I-95 app. And again, you got a chance to put some money in the bank for your kids' college, upgrade the boat, maybe put a down payment on that truck you've been sweating for a long time, like Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
Just like it.
Yeah, big stuff.
Can't
big
win
doings.
if you don't play.
You can't win. Yeah, you got to get in to win it. Feel it, you know?
Feel the heat.
Feel it. Whatever. I got to go.